Hey guys, welcome to Checkpoint. I'm Rachel Halbert.
I'm Mateo Ranz.
And I'm Victoria Haynes.
Today we're talking about our impressions on Assassin's Creed Origins. Warning, this is a spoiler zone, so if you haven't got a chance to play the game or don't want the first couple of hours spoiled, hit pause and come back when you're ready. So, first off impressions, Victoria.
It's beautiful. And the setting is something that I've been waiting for a setting to be for the past several games. I don't know, I feel like it's always been very Western, like all the settings have been Western. It's either been America or Europe. But this time it was Egypt, which is really, I don't know, it's like very pleasing to the eye. I'm waiting for one to still be in like Imperial Japan, but this is good. This is a good way to go.
You're getting farther there.
Yeah, exactly.
Mateo, what do you think?
It's really big, and it's like it feels big, and there's a lot of stuff in it too. So that's always a plus. It's not like Assassin's Creed 3 where it was big and it just felt like there was nothing there.
And no loading times.
I had a little at first.
Yeah.
A little bit issue. I have to agree, it is gorgeous. It is a gorgeous game. I completely enjoyed the setting. I love Egypt, and like that's one of my favorite like histories growing up is like studying stuff about Egypt and like the different cultures and time periods in history and stuff. So that was really cool for me. I know one thing that we have a lot to say about, or at least some people have a lot to say about, is the idea that this game did not have multiplayer, which is something that happened in the last Assassin's Creed game, Syndicate. So it didn't have multiplayer, and I'll let some people say they're...
Well, I know that they stopped doing multiplayer after Unity, because Unity was a disaster.
Yes.
And they kind of just wanted to wipe their slate clean and actually make good games again. I mean, yeah. And so they like took Syndicate to just be like the single player experience, and then they jumped to here and still made it a single player experience. And I remember when I played Brotherhood, was it Brotherhood or Revelations? They introduced multiplayer and I loved it, and I was really good at it. And it was like one of the enjoyable multiplayer experiences that I've had. And once they took that away, I was really sad, and so I'm kind of frustrated that they still haven't introduced it. Mm-hmm. But I think what they want to do is kind of like have this time to actually create good games again, and then kind of implement all those extra things. But yeah.
I didn't like the multiplayer in Assassin's Creed, but that's because I started with Assassin's Creed 4, and that's also when they introduced like the whole microtransaction thing to Assassin's Creed. So by the time I got into I finished the story, and then I went to do like I completed single player and then went to go do multiplayer like I normally do. And there were people who were already either unlocked or bought all of like the different abilities. So I would just be in a crowd to get shot. I'd spawn, get poisoned, or I'd go to run up a wall, it was trapped, and I'd die. So
yeah.
I never personally, I didn't play I've never played the multiplayer in the Assassin's Creed games. In the ones I've played thus far, I played the first and third. I didn't play the second. And then I played some of Unity and cried through that. Or coming back to Origins, I love single player games and I love story driven stuff, so it didn't bother me that much personally. But I can see why some people do kind of miss that aspect of the game.
I think it might even be the nostalgia factor of it, because I'm more of a single player gamer too, but I think just because I miss it so much, and it was a like huge part of the game, or it used to be at least. That's kind of why I wanted it back.
One thing I do think that they changed during this game that I really enjoyed was kind of the fighting style. I don't think it changed like so drastically that it was like unplayable for people who are used to the series, but I felt like it was very intuitive and it worked very well. Like I didn't have trouble like remembering how to do things. Like it was very like, oh, okay, I do this for this, and just continue on that way. I don't know how y'all felt about that.
I've actually been playing the series since Assassin's Creed 2. The only one I skipped was Unity because it just didn't work.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not wasting $60 on something that doesn't work. And I will say that this is probably the most the most, I guess, different combat that they've had so far since 2. Because 2, it was basically you sat there and you held down R2, waited for them to attack, counter, kill them. That was all you did for combat. And eventually they added, you could chain them together in 3, then you could shoot them with 4 different pistols in 4, and 5 was mostly the same like that, except you can shoot him with one gun because you had revolver now. And then this one, it actually feels like an action game if you don't decide to be an assassin. If you just want to run to the front door and kick it in and fight him.
It's really fluid, and the AI is a lot smarter than in previous Assassin's Creed games. Like, you can't ignore certain people. Like, you can't ignore archers anymore. You kind of like, you have to take care of them because they're smart enough to be able to like look into your movements, and which is it's a really good decision, I think, but it's so annoying sometimes.
You're just like, I wish I could just run through this and just like dumb down everybody.
I wish they were as dumb as they normally are.
But not really, because like the challenge wouldn't be there then. And I think that's one of the better things that they've done thus far.
Yeah, sprint and stab no longer works.
Yeah, exactly.
There is a lot of running, a lot of running away for me, at least personally. I also did. I don't know. I did like all the addition with the animals and like using the different animals for different things.
Yeah, how you can like befriend the animals. Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. I also love your hawk because that's just you have a hawk like.
Your eagle vision is literally an eagle vision. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, it's not. Okay. Well, still, I mean, close.
That was not for a bit of audio.
Close enough.
You know.
But yeah, no. Going back to the graphics, though, like this is just a beautiful game. I have to say, I really, really enjoyed it, and I think part of it's I'm a little biased just because the time period, but I really, really enjoyed it. I mean, I think Assassin's Creed has always been a series that you look to for like good graphics and world building. I think overall with like trying to keep the historical nature to an extent.
Speaking of like the historical stuff, I would just wish they would stick to the historical era. Stop going back to present time. It's boring, and like even this one, at least we got a full character model this time. At least we're not just a floating clipboard that goes like this.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was really interesting though whenever we came back because. I can't remember. I didn't play much of Syndicate at all. I think I started and didn't play again, even though I heard it was good. And I don't think this is the first time a female has been on the other side of the Animus.
I think.
I mean, well, they never say They actually never say what your gender is in 4. You're just a floating clipboard.
Okay.
But yeah, this is the first time it's explicitly.
It's explicitly said.
Yeah.
Also, I remember from the earlier games it was like your ancestry. And that's why it was like in your blood, whereas she's using the blood of other people. Once again, I didn't get too far in the latest renditions of the games, so I'm not sure if that was something they did in those as well. But I thought it was interesting her taking the blood of them.
In 4, they let you experience anyone's past.
Anyone's? Okay.
Yeah, that was the whole thing because you were a tester or something for Abstergo, which was making video games. Because they were deciding to be meta or something.
Yeah, I mean, if you look in all of Ubisoft's games, they're trying to just like...
Ubisoft thinks of themselves as apparently a tyrannical dictator or something. Cause
I mean...
They got some self-hatred going on over there.
Definitely. But yeah, no, I did find it interesting. I did find some interest in her character. I've only experienced 2 times going back to her, so I don't know too much about her, but I hope to see more. I also wonder about hopping into Aya's mind more because I didn't get to do that really. Whereas now that her blood's added in there, what's that really gonna mean?
Yeah, I thought that when she went and put her blood in there, I thought now we were gonna get to play as Aya and play as her killing those 2 guys that she mentioned.
Yeah.
That's what I thought was going to happen, and it didn't. I was like, oh, well, okay.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure. I didn't know if we were going to skip forward in time or back or like what was going to happen, but we pretty much came back to around the same point when we came back from that.
It could just be like a way to say, you know, like introduce a DLC concept maybe where you get to play as Aya. Like they did 4 with Adewale.
Yeah, I would love to play as her. She seems really cool. But yeah, I will say, so speaking of characters, our main character that we're playing as, actually I do enjoy him. I'm not like annoyed by him, so that's very hard for any, I feel like, character to just not be annoyed by your like player character, because I feel like unless you make them, often that's a problem.
I feel like I've been annoyed by every Assassin's Creed player character since Ezio. Like I haven't liked a single one since Ezio, to be entirely honest. But this one, what's his name? It's
Bayek.
Bayek, yeah. I actually don't hate him, which I think is a really big step.
Like I've liked 3 protagonists for these games so far: Ezio, Edward, and Bayek.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know if we should count Edward because he's not even an assassin. He doesn't join the assassins. He's a pirate.
Oh yeah. Yeah. 'Cause he was
So as far as
dude.
assassins go, it's Ezio and Bayek, and that's it.
Yeah, and like the part where he just like, once again, spoiler zone, loses his finger, and then just like right after that walks out and puts like a coal up to it. I'm just like, I respect you, like without a doubt. That was really
It's like,
that's really great.
I liked all the kind of like throwback memories to Assassin's Creed 2 that I noticed. I mean, like there's actual puzzles, like timed puzzles when you go into temples and stuff like that. It's like a very a big throwback to Assassin's Creed 2 when you used to have to go and like get the relics of the assassins to put in Monterey Journey. I just replayed Assassin's Creed 2. That's the only reason it's so like fresh in my mind. And then there's, what else was there that was really similar? What?
I was saying, but the thing about the time things for me, I hate timed anything.
Well.
That's literally the worst for me. I understand why people like it, but for me personally, I'm just like, oh, I love Majora's Mask for some things and then hated it for everything it was about.
I hated the time puzzles in Assassin's Creed 2. But that's just because his movement was so weird.
Yeah.
Like, it was so janky. Like you would run and you just jump to the side.
Yeah.
Like go straight and boop.
I remember
And
spending
it just
hours
fall
on those.
and die, and it was just
Frustrating.
yeah. At least this one he goes in the direction that you point him. He's like,
Yeah.
go this way. He does.
Like I mean, like we were saying earlier, the mechanics of character mechanics are great. Like I don't know what else to say about them, but that.
Yeah. I like the weapon variety.
Yeah, it was definitely, you had a lot of choices. And you also had the ability to be like, whether or not you wanted to level up a certain weapon or if you wanted to just buy new ones. Or it's like, oh, I really like how this weapon handles. I like its boosts. I like all these things about it. So like you can pay if you can go to the blacksmith and pay for him to boost your weapon.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. I liked that option because normally it's like, oh, I just have to throw out my gear after every single thing, even if you have like a good like boost to it or whatever.
Like I just found my go-to thing is having the halberd looking one, a sword, and then the hunter's bow and the predator bow.
Yeah. Anytime I can
those
snipe.
won't work for me.
Anytime I can snipe someone, I'm gonna snipe them. Like
Any game that has bows, I will always use bows.
yeah,
That's just
completely.
it's just how it is.
But yeah, I did feel that it went a little quick, and I guess I don't know where because I think we're all around close to the same point with how we've been talking, but I don't know exactly where we're at in like to completion. I was gonna look that up. I totally forgot.
I heard it's a really long story though.
Yeah.
Because I just got to the point where it's like, oh, you've killed this guy. Well, here's 4 more people you gotta kill.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I was like, seemed like Snake would be way later, but it's not.
Yeah, well, because he's not the only snake.
Yeah, we find
They're
that
all the
out.
snakes.
But like, but during that time,
Hail
I was like,
Hydra.
what is happening? But yeah, Hail Hydra. We'll see what happens with that. I'm not sure. I'm excited though to continue on. This is a game that I will continue playing. Recommendations, yes or no?
Yeah, I'm a little bitter about some things, but I think that for the most part it was really fun and it was a really good improvement on Assassin's Creed in general. So.
Okay, no. Mateo?
Yeah, I'd recommend it. Hopefully they keep going in this direction. They don't take it back to 3. Because
Yeah.
that's when the series started going.
Yeah. Good job, Ubisoft. Good job taking the time off. You needed it, and you did work with it. So I'll say that much. Hopefully, maybe down the line, you'll add in some multiplayer. I know they're adding in the educational version in, I think, January. So we'll see how that goes. And I think that's all we have time for. We want you to know that we want to know what you guys think about Assassin's Creed. You can let us know in the comments down below. Remember to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel to see all of our past episodes of Checkpoint, as well as our weekly news show, Glitched. You can also like our page at facebook.com/glitch.news. And with that, our checkpoint has been reached. Thanks for watching.